Shazam! Wow. Hey guys, Victoria here, and welcome to the Geeky Sandbox. So everyone saw the early access email where Fandango was kind of offering or giving everyone an opportunity to go and see Shazam early. And that was March 24th. March 23rd. So yeah, March 23rd, which is Saturday. And I can't wait to talk to you guys about this movie. Shazam is a 2019 DC superhero film that follows the DC comic book character Shazam. And it's about a 14 to 15-year-old boy named Billy Batson who gains these super ability powers from a kind of god or wizard named Shazam, who's trying to find a pure-hearted person to kind of right his wrong. Because in the past, he gave someone the same super abilities and they took it and turned to dark activities. So Billy Batson is kind of in between being an adult and being this 14-year-old kid in an adult body. So it falls into that comedy aspect, but it does have a few heartfelt, heart-pulling string moments. And it stars actors such as Zachary Levi, my son, Jack Dylan Grazer, and of course, Asher Angel, who played the lead in this movie. He played Billy Batson. And there were so many other actors in the movies that were enjoyable as well, but those three were the top three billing actors in the movie. Asher and Zachary, I think they did a great job. Just kind of, you could tell they definitely worked together to make the character the same. Like, it wasn't like two distinct different people. I felt like Billy Batson was Shazam and Shazam was also Billy Batson. You could tell that this really was a 14-year-old kid in this adult body, not knowing what to do or how to control its powers and things like that. It was all new to him, and you kind of still have that essence of, deep down, this is a kid. This is a preteen, teenager kind of person. And then, of course, Jack Dylan Grazer. He did a really great job as Freddy. Like, he's usually enjoyable in everything. He's one of my favorite parts about It Chapter 1. And he did a really great job with Freddy, one of the foster kids or the foster brother of Billy when he moves into his new foster home. He's that great comic relief, but he also does a really great job at helping you feel those very heartfelt, like, moments where the strings in your heart are being pulled. Like, he really does a great job at that. And in general, I just think he's a really good, very young actor that's really on his way to doing some very awesome things. So shout out to him. I called him my son because he's like one of the best child actors out there. Every actor has their flaw, and there are a couple of scenes where things are kind of like, or they're really trying to be over the top. But I feel like that's what the movie is supposed to be. It's supposed to be this fun adventure with a few moments that kind of make you go like, "Aw." But overall, it's a very lighthearted DC movie. So if you go in being too serious, you're not going to enjoy it. You have to go in with no expectations. Plus, it's always good to go in a movie with like a clean slate. And I honestly feel like if you do that with this, you'll really enjoy what Zachary brings to the table. Now, in regard to Mark Strong, he plays Thaddeus Savannah. I think it's Savannah, but he plays him. And if you guys know about Thaddeus, very good villain. But Mark Strong was overall, he's a good actor. I enjoy him in most things that he's in. But for some reason, Thaddeus kind of fell a little short for me. And I believe it's not the performance, but maybe it was the way he was written. We don't get a lot of time with him. And I just think in general, he was very underpowered. And I don't feel like he put up a good fight for Shazam. He didn't really pose a huge threat to me as a villain of this whole movie. In regard to CG and special effects and things like that, I think everything looks fine. Of course, like the Shazam suit and the look, for those of you who don't know, he is like this buffed up guy, and that's supposed to be like this huge kind of juxtaposition to how Billy Batson is as this small, skinny kid. And so I think that the way they beefed up his suit is comical, and that's the way he looks in the comic books, but I like that they kind of kept that going. The lighting looked fine, the special effects that were coming out of the suit were fine, and then even jumping over to the music was good. The music just kind of blended into the background and kind of set the tone for every scene. And of course, there were a few scenes where maybe you'll have a Queen song that plays, or you'll have like a song from Nile from One Direction play, and so those were a little off. Definitely kind of took me out of the moment just a little bit because there were these very popular songs. And in regards to the script, I think it was fine for the most part. There were a few things that kind of I wish they would have done a little differently, but that's based off of personal preference. I still feel like it was fine. You don't get a lot of time, like I mentioned, with the villain. So when it's time for the villain to just go, I'm kind of like, okay. But I do feel like they did the best that they could with the time that they had, because you know, we still had to get to the protagonist for the movie, Billy Batson. We had to meet him, and so we kind of got into that really quickly, but we got like this much time with our villain. So that, if I had to change one thing about the movie, that's what I would change. Just kind of the lead up to that point where you kind of care about his motive and you want to feel for why he's doing what he's doing. But overall, I really enjoyed Shazam. I'm really proud of the cast and crew and everyone involved, because I mean, Batman and The Flash are my top 2 favorite DC superheroes, but I'm gonna slip in Shazam. In regard to my male superhero, Shazam is up there just because I really enjoyed him, and like the Justice League cartoons and Young Justice. I just love that whole aspect of this young kid getting to go out and save the day as this like superhero, very powerful adult. And I don't know, it's just something about that idea that makes me happy, and I don't know, he's a very funny and lovable character. So I'm happy that they did right by him and that he was portrayed nicely, that, like I said, Zachary Levi did a really good job, and everyone else involved did everything they could to make this a fun and great movie. So what do I give Shazam? I give Shazam a something like in the realm of a B. So probably about like 4 out of 5 geeks. Anyways, guys, if you like this video, go ahead and give me a like rating down below. And if you're new to my channel, of course, go ahead and hit that subscribe button so you can get more non-spoiler and sometimes spoiler reviews like this one. And as always, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Bye! Shazam! Oh. Well, this is awkward. It didn't work how I thought it was gonna. I guess bye.